Hello and welcome back to Starcraft 1 Part 29, and in this episode, the Zerg Hive cluster near the Scion province was destroyed, but the Protoss forces paid a high price for their victory. Praetor Phoenix, hero and steward of the Templar, was killed during the assault. The Conclave, convinced that its stratagems are winning the war against the Zerg, have let down their guard and turned their attention to personal matters. The Judicator Aldaris was ordered to find and arrest the wayward Tassadar and bring him home to stand trial for his crimes of treason. Now, with only a small fleet for protection, Aldaris and the Executor have traveled to the Ash World of Jar, hoping the Tassadar is still somewhere to be found. Yep, we are on an extradition mission to extradite Tassadar from Char back to Ire.
We're going to Char! Yay! Gantrathor.
Executor, I know that you were reluctant to leave Ire in this dark hour.
Of course I was.
Still grieve for the loss of your comrade.
No, I mean, I kind of got over that pretty fast. I mean, it's not like I got that emotionally attached to him.
As a 9-year-old, I was really sad that Phoenix died.
It is good to approach these life and death situations with a childlike personality, so that way it actually brings pain to that which we call a heart.
If he is allowed to spread the Dark Templar's tainted influence to Ire, all will be lost. We will find him and bring him to judgment.
Fuck you, Aldaris.
Claim that this world was abandoned by the Zerg just prior to the invasion of Ire. Yet I still sense a lingering darkness here.
I still sense that taint. That dark, evil taint.
They must surely know of our arrival.
Go in and whoop ass.
Alright, so here's a new unit for us, High Templar. The High Templar are a caster unit for the Protoss. They have ridiculously powerful spells such as Hallucination, Psionic Storm, and is that it? Is it just Psi Storm
And Supersonic. He's got he's got hypersonic.
No, he does not have hypersonic. I mean, he's got the contrail. He's got the contrails thing going on, but. Okay, and they also have Archon Warp. Now, Psionic Storm is very important as it is very good against large groups of smaller enemies. However, I am terrible with all of the caster units in this game, so I will not be using High Templar for a majority of the run. My Dragoons are not in position. I need to fix that.
So I notice you have no Psi during this mission, so if all of your guys die, you lose, basically.
We don't have Psi at the moment. There's gonna be a plot twist that's gonna happen shortly that will give us Psi.
Suddenly we must build!
Yes, suddenly.
Now we must build for Arduin, crush the Zerg. They are stinky peoples. For Arduin. No, recharge your shields, gentlemen. You are too vulnerable. Oh my god, everybody made it.
Well, no, we've lost two. We've lost a Dragoon and 2 Zealots so far. Now, I should have shown off a hallucination, what hallucination does, whilst attempting to do this climb. But you know, I'm not good with the caster, so I frequently forget that I actually have access to such awesome things.
There is an ability.
I did show Psionic Storm, though.
It killed him.
Yes.
I saw that blood. Yeah. He's got glowy red eyes.
He does.
I am the Dark Templar. Look how dark my face is. You can't.
No, he's a High Templar, not a Dark Templar.
I am the High Templar. fear me.
Alright, we have successfully made it to the base.
Holy crap. And we got Psy all of a sudden.
Hi, Tassadar.
How is it that you've come?
How is it that you've come here? I told nobody that I was Santa Claus this year.
You and bring you home to Ire to stand trial.
Arrest me? Ire burns at the touch of the Zerg. You travel all this way to arrest me?
Don't let it get to you.
Hey,
man.
Jim.
This happened to me once.
Who is this human, Tassadar?
The name's Jim Raynor, pal. And I won't be
My
talking
name's
down
Jim.
to anybody.
My friends call me Ray. But you're neither of them, asshole.
And grows ever more inexplicable. Executor, prepare to take Tassadar into
Executor,
custody.
wait. I do not know what they have told you about me. But what I have done for Ire.
This is very true.
Help me find Zeratul and his Dark Templar. They alone can defeat the overlying Seraphists.
So are we going to eventually have to kill infested Kerrigan?
I shall gladly to the judgment of the conclave.
Depends. Am I ever gonna do Starcraft 2?
You presume that
Oh.
you would side with the
So that's a no.
you have?
Well, I mean, you could.
Tassadar.
We're talking about the scope of this game, so the scope of this game cuts that out. But okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Explain to you. If only you'll help me find Zeratul.
So I still want to do a fucking slow motion run, just you versus me, slow motion, so I actually have a fucking chance. But which is to say that I have no chance because you'll be developing on time.
Alright, Archons. Now that we have access to them, I get to splooge over how awesome Archons are. Archons are effectively the, well, only other good unit that the Protoss have. They also can shoot up. They have a very dangerous attack that does 30 damage. And yes, Archons are awesome. God damn it, Zerg!
Stop that at once. Stop that.
Alright, but Archons are really awesome because not only can they attack both ground and air, but their attacks also deal splash damage. It's a very small amount of splash damage, to be perfectly honest, but it is very important against, well, the fact that for the most of the Protoss campaign we're up against, actually I think for pretty much every single mission except for one, we're up against we're up against Zerg for almost the entire campaign. I don't think we ever actually fight Terran throughout. No, we don't. Not in StarCraft 1 at least.
Of course, because when Dr. Manhattan emerged in the 1950s, all of humankind said we gotta watch this motherfucker. I mean, just look at him. He's fucking scary.
And blue. All right.
And blue.
But Archons have a few very important weaknesses that you have to consider. One, they have no hit points, and two, well, because they require 2 high Templar in order to spawn, they effectively cost 400 resources, 100 minerals, and 300 Vespane. So it's very difficult to actually get a full Legion of Archons out. A full Legion of fully upgraded Archons rips through pretty much everything that isn't a battlecruiser, and it will even take down It will even likely take down a fleet of battlecruisers if those battlecruisers don't have either comparable upgrades or the Yamato cannon.
You've not enough minerals.
Not enough cash, Protoss. So I get it. So the Archons are gaseous beings. That's why they require so much Vespene just to create in the first place. Hey, stop that. Stop that, I say. I am God.
The Roman Queen put a parasite on Jim. Damn it.
Oh no. Hey, cut that out. Cut that shit out right there, mister. That's right, you stay away.
So from here, what the plan pretty much is we're going to build a decent force of dragoons in order to clear the path so that we can escort James and Tassadar down to the beacon. But we weren't given the actual choice, but we're effectively betraying the Conclave here. We're gonna allow Tassadar to make contact with the Dark Templar.
Allegiance is such a fleeting concept in this universe.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know who
the
our true allegiance is to? The objective description.
effectively, yeah. There are 2 large Zerg bases here, one in each of the other corners. There's a red base and I think a gray base. I'm not entirely sure what the other color of Zerg here is. It's either red. It's either I think it might even be brown. Honestly, I don't know. But in order to produce your own High Templar, you need to develop a gateway for the unit production, Citadel of Adun, and Templar Archives. The Templar Archives is the actual building that allows you to produce that is the actual building that will allow gateways to produce a High Templar. And there are a bunch of upgrades in the Templar Archives for the High Templar, at least for StarCraft 1. They get increased energy, they get Psystorm and Hallucination. But yes, this means that if you produce High Templar without any of those abilities, the only reason you would be doing so is in order to generate Archons.
Well, as we said before, Archons, when developed en masse, are a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, but they're so goddamn expensive. A full platoon of 12 Archons is... Let me see here.
3,600 Vespene.
Yeah, it's 3,600. I'm an idiot, but yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
And remember, Vespene is the harder of the resources to get a large quantity of, because you effectively need to have a second Vespene geyser on full gathering potential in order to actually score enough Vespene for that. It's doable, certainly, but it's not something you're going to see all that often. I should actually work on producing a second gateway, like so.
Any second now, we are going to fall under attack once again. By Hydralisks.
Honestly, it's more likely that we'll end up seeing more Mutalisks and Queens aside from Hydralisks, because they have a ramp from their base directly into our base, and it's not nice. But, you know, we're supposed to totally ignore that so we can escort Tassadar back to Ire. Even though that's not what we're doing.
Upgrade complete.
Yes. We're doing it. Right on project schedule.
Yeah, not quite on schedule, but close enough.
Upgrade complete.
You returned? Where'd you go? Was it fun?
It wasn't as fun as he would have made it sound.
I bet he's got some awesome pictures on his phone.
He doesn't have
There's
a
a
phone
Jimmy.
because he is because their internet, which they actually do have an internet, is tied into their effectively their hair pieces.
Roaming Wi-Fi.
Almost. I mean, that's what the psionic network is, effectively.
Downloading new building.
No, we're warping it in because we have the Gantrathor in orbit, which is the Conclave's lead carrier warship.
Alright, how are all our buddies doing? Everybody's doing good.
Not good, but you know, surviving.
Awaiting orders.
Damn it, we got hit with broodlings.
Bastards. Oh yeah. Fuck Queens.
I don't actually have that big of a problem with queens in general, but you know, they'll just show up out of nowhere, cast spawn broodling on you, and oh look, and now I gotta replace that dragoon. God damn it!
I mean,
because despite the fact that dragoons are much larger units, they're still qualified as bio as opposed to mechanical. Ugh.
I mean, the hardest part of this mission is already over. So
No,
if they're just
actually,
gonna
getting
keep sending
Tassadar
tiny
back down is significantly harder than coming up.
Well, better get your save states ready because this has been a long investment.
And yeah, like I've already mentioned, there's no actual cuts this time, or at least no significant cuts this time. We're doing this whole mission. Oh look, there's a red Zerg swarm coming at us.
Oh no. Well, now what of us? I guess we should send one of our 3,600 guys who are just standing around doing nothing. Why do they only ever send just a few of them? They should know that that does not work.
Because they're not here. They're not really here to, kill us. They're here to, annoy us.
And
Slightly
in the next
different,
part, we are gonna punch him in the face.